Here we go. Part 1: Ancient China from origins to the Han Dynasty. For thousands of years, civilizations rose and fell across the world, but one of the most enduring and influential began along a river in East Asia. This is the story of ancient China, a civilization that lasted for millennia, surviving wars, dynasties, and revolutions, and leaving behind ideas, inventions, and traditions that continue to shape our lives today. Our journey begins along the Yellow River, often called the cradle of Chinese civilization. Around 5,000 years ago, small farming communities settled here, growing millet, taming animals, and experimenting with early forms of social organization. From these modest beginnings, a civilization was born. The earliest dynasty in Chinese tradition is the Xia dynasty, said to have been founded by the legendary ruler Yu the Great. According to ancient texts, Yu was a hero who tamed massive floods and brought order to the land. While historians still debate whether the Xia truly existed or were partly myth, their story marks the symbolic beginning of China's dynastic cycle. The idea that history would be written through the rise and fall of ruling families. The first dynasty we have solid evidence of is the Shang dynasty, beginning around 1600 BCE. The Shang left behind remarkable artifacts, weapons, chariots, and most famously, oracle bones. Priests would carve questions into animal bones or turtle shells, heat them, and interpret the cracks as messages from the gods. These inscriptions form the earliest known examples of Chinese writing, a script that evolved into the characters still used today. This makes the Chinese language one of the world's longest continuously used writing systems. The Shang were also masters of bronze casting. They created vessels decorated with animal motifs, dragons, and symbols that reflected both their artistry and their spirituality. These bronzes weren't just beautiful, they played central roles in rituals meant to honor ancestors and connect with the divine. The Shang kings ruled from walled cities, surrounded by nobles, warriors, and priests, while ordinary farmers worked the land. Around 1046 BCE, the Shang were overthrown by the Zhou dynasty, ushering in a new era. The Zhou introduced a revolutionary idea that would shape Chinese politics for centuries: the mandate of heaven. Unlike the divine right of kings in Europe, the mandate of heaven was conditional. It stated that a ruler governed with heaven's blessing, but if he became corrupt, tyrannical, or failed his people, that blessing could be withdrawn. Natural disasters, famines, or social unrest were seen as signs that heaven had abandoned a dynasty. This concept explained the rise and fall of rulers for the next 3,000 years. But the Zhou's power didn't last forever. Over time, their central authority weakened, and China splintered into smaller, competing states. This period, known as the Spring and Autumn period, and later the Warring States period, was marked by constant warfare and shifting alliances. And yet out of this chaos came some of the most influential philosophies the world has ever known. Confucius, born in 551 BCE, taught that harmony came from respect for family, elders, and rulers. His ideas emphasized morality, education, and the importance of leading by example. His teachings spread across China, eventually becoming the backbone of government and society. At the same time, another philosophy was taking root: Taoism, founded by Laozi. Taoism emphasized balance, simplicity, and harmony with nature. Instead of rigid order, it valued going with the flow of the universe, the mysterious Tao, or the Way. Then there was legalism, a far stricter philosophy. Legalists argued that people were naturally selfish and could only be controlled through strict laws and harsh punishments. While harsh, legalism would later guide rulers who sought absolute control over their states. And before we continue with how these philosophies shaped one of the most powerful empires in history, take a second to like this video and subscribe. It helps us bring you more journeys into the past, and you won't want to miss part 2 of this story. Now, back to ancient China. In 221 BCE, after centuries of warfare, China was finally unified under a single ruler, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of the Qin Dynasty. Though his dynasty lasted only 15 years, its impact was enormous. Qin standardized currency, weights and measures, ensuring unity across his empire. He also unified the writing system so that people across different regions could communicate using the same script. One of Qin's most ambitious projects was the construction of the Great Wall of China. While not the same wall that stands today, his version connected and extended earlier fortifications to defend against nomadic tribes from the north. The wall symbolized both the strength and the paranoia of his reign. Qin Shi Huang also left behind one of the most astonishing archaeological discoveries of the modern age, the Terracotta Army. Discovered in 1974, this underground army of more than 8,000 life-sized clay soldiers was built to guard his tomb. Each figure is unique, from their facial features to their armor, a silent army that has stood for over 2,000 years. But Qin's rule was also harsh. Guided by legalist philosophy, his government imposed strict laws and severe punishments. Books were burned, dissent was crushed, and laborers were forced into massive state projects. His obsession with immortality led him to consume potions of mercury, ironically contributing to his early death. The Qin dynasty collapsed soon after, but its legacy lived on. In its place rose the Han Dynasty, one of the most celebrated in Chinese history. Lasting over 4 centuries, the Han era is often called a golden age. Under the Han, China expanded its territory, stretching deep into Central Asia, Korea, and Vietnam. The population grew into the tens of millions, and cities flourished with markets, schools, and workshops. Perhaps the Han's greatest achievement was the opening of the Silk Road. This vast trade network connected China with the West, linking it to India, Persia, and even the Roman Empire. Along its routes flowed silk, spices, porcelain, and jade, but also ideas, technologies, and cultures. The Silk Road turned China into a hub of global exchange, shaping the ancient world. The Han were also great innovators. They invented paper, revolutionizing communication, record-keeping, and education. Advances in astronomy helped track the movements of the heavens, while seismographs detected earthquakes. Iron tools improved agriculture, and sophisticated medicine expanded knowledge of the human body. Confucianism became the official state philosophy, shaping not only education but government itself. The civil service examination system allowed talented individuals, not just nobles, to rise to positions of power, creating one of the earliest examples of merit-based bureaucracy. Life in Han China was diverse and vibrant. Farmers made up the backbone of society, but artisans, merchants, scholars, and soldiers all played vital roles. Families honored their ancestors with rituals, and festivals celebrated the cycles of the moon and the seasons. The importance of family and respect for elders remained central values, shaping the culture for centuries. By the time the Han Dynasty fell in 220 CE, China had firmly established itself as one of the greatest civilizations on Earth. Its philosophies, inventions, and traditions would echo through history, influencing not only East Asia, but the entire world. That brings us to the end of Part 1 of our journey through ancient China. In Part 2, we'll explore the golden ages of the Tang and Song dynasties, the impact of the Mongol invasions, the rise of the Ming, and the enduring legacy of Chinese inventions and culture. So make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss the continuation of this story.